What am I? Oh, am I live? What's going on? So am I live or not? Well, it says I'm live, so I'm live then. This is so weird. They've changed everything now. That is so weird. Everything's just different now. Alright, well I guess I'm live then. Alright, okay, well we're live then. Alright, okay then. Alright guys, it's Kieran from Red Devil Weekly. Sorry about that. They've changed the way you do live streams now. I do apologise. I don't know what was going on there, but they've just changed everything about the way that live streams work. I was kind of fiddling with the settings and it said I was live, so I do apologise about that, guys. But welcome to everyone who has just joined. Thanks for joining. Please do leave a like if you aren't already, and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. We're getting close to 830 subscribers, so anything you guys can do to help us out with that would be absolutely fantastic. And if you're watching the video, make sure you get your thoughts in the comment section below as well. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game. And to be honest with you, I don't have a huge amount to say about this game, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a dead rubber game, I think. Obviously, Europa League Round of 16 tie, usually in knockout matches in Europe, you would say they're pretty important games. But we're 5-0 up in the first leg, and we've got a very comfortable lead, and you'd think that realistically there's no way we're going to go out now. Famous last words maybe, but I just think with the strength of our team, with the strength of our second team, there's no way we're going to be exiting out of the cup. So it's a good opportunity. That's what I've said in the title. It's a good opportunity for the young players to potentially have potentially have a go and make a claim for that first 11 for the future, for the rest of the Europa League, as you say, because in this game, I think there are going to be a lot of changes. I think we'll see some young players in there. Solskjaer has said already that Jessie Lingard, who also was doing the press conference with Solskjaer, is going to start the game and potentially could be captain. We've seen Jessie Lingard be captain in games in the Europa League before. I think he was captain in the game when we played Astana as well. So for me, I think Jessie Lingard, you never know, he could be made captain. I also think that Solskjaer's going to field a similar team to the team that played the last time we played LASK. He did say that in his press conference that the team's going to be similar, and he said that it wasn't a 5-0 game last time. LASK did provide some threats to us, so who knows? So I feel like it's probably going to be a similar team. I'm not predicting a team outright, to be honest with you, because I think there's going to be too many changes. There's going to be too many. It's so hard to predict that I'm almost just not going to predict the team. And if I do get you on Skype or Discord, I'll be asking you about players individually, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to be asking you to name what your full 11 is, because I don't think there's any point in it. I think if you predict the 11 for the game tomorrow, you're Nostradamus, mate, I tell you. Welcome to people that just joined. Liam, Footy Live, welcome Tom, Rasmus, welcome Red Devil Studio, welcome G, thanks for joining. Make sure you check out G's channel, Red Devil Studio, brilliant stuff on there. Make sure you do check that out for all your great Manchester United and football related content. If you want content and debate about the top 5 leagues in the world, make sure to check out Red Devil Studio, great stuff on there. And also United Fan Army, make sure to check out United Fan Army, Kasim's channel, brilliant stuff on there as well. Been on there a few times, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, thanks for joining everyone, Rasmus. But yeah, how are we doing, guys? How are we doing? I've seen some people already commenting on the Jadon Sancho situation, and we will get into that probably in this stream because, as I said, there's not too many talking points really going into this game. So I probably will inevitably get onto the Jadon Sancho stuff. But, it's the big story. I don't mind talking about that. Liam says, I'd be absolutely gobsmacked if we get beat by a bunch of farmers by one of the biggest shocks I've seen as a United fan. If that happens, they have to win 6-0 for that to happen. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. This is why I think there's going to be wholesale change from Solskjaer. And I just think it's a good opportunity to give people some minutes. And not only is it a good opportunity for the young players, it's a good opportunity for the likes of Fred, for the likes of McTominay, Daniel James as well, Mata. These sort of players which, obviously Daniel James is probably not in that category, but there's some definite, deadwood players that a lot of people are saying, you know what, they're probably out the door this summer. This Europa League run is the time where they could potentially prove themselves to be a useful squad player next season. So this, for a lot of players, is a big period coming up, and hopefully they take their chance, because they might not get another chance in the future, because you never know. By the time if they don't perform well in this Europa League run, they could be out the door. So we need to, hopefully they can, you know, get on. They can show us what they're made of, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Dan James as well, because I think I do feel sorry for Dan James. He hasn't really had the game time. Obviously our front three has been pretty well fixed throughout the whole restart period, project restart, so Daniel James hasn't really had too much of a go. So I'm looking forward to seeing Daniel James, and I'm really hoping he can do well alongside Jessie Lingard, because I think he's had a very tough few months, so hopefully he can do well. Issa, thanks for joining, really appreciate it. He says, welcome back, mate, great seeing you again, big chance to win some silverware. Now the players have got their rest, and we hope to end the season with silverware. 100%, mate, 100%. Good, thanks for coming back as well, appreciate it. I'm good to be back streaming. Obviously my last video, it was a video, and as I said, it doesn't feel natural doing videos when I can, you know, talk to you guys on these live streams. So yeah, for me, I like doing these live streams more, but content's content at the end of the day, and however I can get out and however I can talk to you guys is the main thing. But yeah, 100%, it's a chance to win silverware. It's a chance for us to, you know, get one over on Arsenal. Obviously they've been, you know, bantering us about not having a trophy. Obviously the Europa League's not the Champions League, and we've already guaranteed Champions League qualification, which means the weight of having to win the Europa League is off our shoulders. But it's always nice to win silverware. This is what Manchester United is about, winning the trophies. So looking forward to it. Zach, how are you doing, man? Appreciate it, you dropping in. It's been ages, yeah, it's been years, mate. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Make sure he does Twitch stuff as well. Amazing stuff on there. Sometimes drop in there just when I'm cheering out, watching play foot champs and that. Make sure you know, you do check that out. If you want to plug your channel, mate, feel free to do so. But yeah, great stuff on there. But yeah, it's been ages, man. It's been ages. Thanks for coming back. Really appreciate it. Wow, what a nice surprise. What a nice surprise. But yeah, I'll get you on, Tom. Don't worry about that. I'll get you on. Well, obviously, it seems like you'll be talking about Jadon Sancho mainly, because as I said, going into this game, is there really that many talking points other than the fact that there might be some changes? And I think we will see a lot of changes going into the game. But there you go. I can't think of anything else. Really, the tie's wrapped up. In the end of the day, it's a 5-0 win. We're 5-0 up in the tie against LASK. Like, I mean, I'm going to say it. You guys think I might be jinxing it, but what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to stop jinxing it now. We're going to get into your comments. Footy Live says, Kieran, mate, I need to talk to someone. I'm just done with this club. Wow. Something tells me that call is going to be very feisty indeed, but very, very entertaining. So yeah, we'll definitely open up the calls very soon. As I said, I'll just be giving my score prediction, and then I'll open up the phone lines. Zach, I've been good, man. I've been good. Yeah, obviously during this lockdown period, it's been a bit dead. I'm not gonna lie. No one saw it coming, and it's been up and down really. Obviously it's sometimes a bit depressing, but at the same time you see a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, and you just got to hold on to any positive news you hear really, and that's all I've been doing. So yeah, it's been up and down really, but hopefully things are starting to get back to normal, and you know, we can start getting back to doing the stuff that we love doing again, and hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. But yeah, just been you know, watching United. Obviously we got top 4, so that helped as well, having the football back, and you know, now we've got Europa League and Champions League football back, so it's positive on the sports front having the football back. I'm not sure if I would have been able to cope without football, to be honest with you, but in the end of the day, we've got it back in some form or another, and then even after the Champions League finish, there'll be a few weeks, and then we'll be back to Premier League. So sport is going to continue throughout this period, and I think that is going to help a lot of people through it. So yeah, I've been alright, mate. I've been good. I'm glad you've been doing well as well. So I'm going to get into my score prediction, guys. Because I feel like, as I said, I'm not going to give a lineup prediction. I'll tell you my prediction in terms of I feel like Lingard will probably play, Daniel James will probably play, and I think most of those fringe players like Mata, James, Romero as well probably get a game. that's all I'm going to say. That's all I can really predict. I'm not going to give you a full lineup. I'm sorry if you expected me to do that, but I'm not going to be doing that, unfortunately. And if you call in, I won't be. I won't be asking you to list off 11 players you think are going to start, because I think in this game, in this instance, it's just going to be too difficult to predict realistically. So yeah. Patrick, don't worry, man. Patrick, thanks for joining. You're never late. As you guys know on Red Devil Weekly, you can never be late to the stream. It's great to have you anyway. So thanks for joining, Patrick. He says, cannot find find time these days, weirdly. Nice to be here. Yeah, I know. It's a busy time, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's a crazy time for everyone right now. So honestly, don't worry about it, Patrick. If you can't make the streams or can't watch the videos, don't worry about it, man. Really don't worry about it. But thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Sancho is going to be on the topic. I see Zach's mentioned Sancho. Sancho's going to be on everyone's lips for the next few weeks. But obviously some news has just come out, which I think we'll be discussing with people calling in probably. So yeah, you know what? Well, I'm going to get to that very, very shortly. I'm going to give my score prediction right now. And to be honest with you, again, this is a difficult one to predict because we don't really know the lineup. But looking at the way LASK played last time in their own backyard, they weren't exactly the hardest team to defeat. And if we play a similar team, I think we'll get the job done very easily indeed. I think if we play a similar team to last time, I think it could be a 3-0 win. I was thinking potentially I'd give LASK the benefit of the doubt and give them a goal. I think, they had a few chances against us in the first game, but we were absolutely clinical in that first game as well. So if I'm going to go on what happened in the first game, I feel like it's going to be probably a 3-0 win to Manchester United. Daniel James, I think, is going to get on the score sheet. Mason Greenwood as well. Love to see Greenwood get another goal for his troubles. Try and get him up to that 20 goals in the season, which would be brilliant for an 18-year-old. And man, Greenwood's unbelievable. But yeah, 3-0 win to Manchester United is my prediction. And United Hub, thanks for joining, man. Really appreciate it. A few of you guys I haven't seen in a while, but you're coming back on. It's like a bit of a reunion. Thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it. Really do appreciate it, guys. Thanks for dropping in. Obviously, sympathies go out to anyone affected by what happened in Beirut, the big explosion. I don't really know exactly what happened, but it looks terrible. It really does look shocking what's happening over there. So, thoughts to everyone affected, and it's shocking, man. It really is shocking. It's sad to see those sort of tragedy. I mean, it's a tragedy. It is a tragedy. Massive explosion. So hopefully, if you are affected by that, I hope you are doing all right. I hope your family's doing all right. And yeah, man. Yeah, my sympathies go out to anyone affected. But right, okay. I think we're going to get into the calls now. I think it is time to get into the calls and see what you guys are saying. I did promise I was going to call Tom first, and it seems like he's got a lot to say about this. So I think this one is going to be very, very interesting indeed. So we'll give Tom a call and we'll see what he has to say. But I feel like one of the main topics is going to be Jadon Sancho. Patrick says the thing is, in Beirut, if they confiscated some nitrate stuff and kept it near port and it went off. Oh, really? Wow, that is sad. That is sad, man. As I said, sympathies go out to all those affected, and yeah, it's 2020 just doesn't get any better, does it? It really, really doesn't. All these sad things happening, but as I said, sympathies go out to anyone affected by the tragedy. But yeah, my condolences, man. But back to the game against LASK, which seems a bit insignificant now, but obviously we have to talk about it. And I've got Tom on, Footy Live. Tom, mate, thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Firstly, before we get into the main topic of Jadon Sancho, I know you want to talk about Jadon Sancho so much, but just quickly on the game. As I said, I'm not going to ask you to predict your starting 11 or anything like that, but what fringe players do you see Solskjaer giving a chance, and what would your prediction for the game be?
I see a lot of the young players. We've brought in obviously 2 youngsters to replace the injuries of Luke Shaw and Axel Tuanzebe, which have been eradicated from the squad due to injuries. So we've brought in 2 youngsters. We've brought in the young right back called Ethan Laird, you might know him from the youth ranks, and also Tendar Menge, however you want to pronounce his name. I think, with us being 6-0 up, I think that's obviously a boost. I don't think LASK are going to pull something out of the bag, really, if I'm being honest. I don't really see it happening. So I can just see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really using it as a bit of a bit of a, should we say, recovery match, if we like. And obviously, a lot of the young lads who we've got, Mengi hasn't played his first professional match for us, neither has Ethan Laird. Williams hasn't really been in the team that much when Luke Shaw's been free. So I think it's going to be a very youthful team tomorrow, if I'm honest. I'd probably say, I'll just give a quick lineup. I think Romero in net, Williams. I think possibly tomorrow Lindelof might play next to Mengi and give Maguire a rest. I think Ethan Laird will start at right back. I think Fred and McTominay will start in the defence. I think we'll play Mata tomorrow at Cam. And I think we'll play James, Igalo, and Ole already announced in the press conference that Jessie Lingard was going to play. And when he came on against Leicester, he slotted onto the right wing. And I think he was on for like 5 minutes. But to be fair, I'll give him a bit of props. I thought he was okay. He got the goal and everything, but I thought he was okay. And I just think it's going to be a bit of a youthful team tomorrow, just to get that European experience, really. LASK. Funny stat, actually, that I found about LASK. LASK haven't lost in their last 2 Europa League away games. They haven't lost, which is a bit of a concerning stat. Let's just say that. But regardless of the results, even if we lose 1-0, we're still going through. So I just think it's a chance to give the young lads a run and rest a couple of key players such as Pogba, Fernandes, Rashford, Martial. And the further we go in the competition, obviously, the better. I think everybody's looking beyond the last game. To be honest, we're already looking at the I think it's the quarter-final stage against either Istanbul or Copenhagen. I think we're licking his lips at that, really. And then moving on to, if we can get past either of those two sides, moving on to the semi-finals, really. But I think, obviously, I've spoke about the Europa League a lot. I think, it's a trophy that I'd want to win. I said I'd have sooner won the Europa League than the FA Cup if I was being personal about it. And I think it's just something that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to win, as his first trophy as Manchester United manager. But in terms of the score prediction, everything like you just asked me, I'll go for a I'll go for a 2-1 to Man United. Like I said, I think a lot of the youngsters are playing. I don't think we'll score 5 or 6 or anything like that. But you never know. We did it in the first leg, and we played a load of the banter players, so you never know. But
true, yeah.
But we'll see. So I'll go for something like I don't know, Igalo, get on the score sheet, and I don't know, maybe somebody like Mengi might get a header and it might go in the back of the net. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I just think it's an opportunity to let some of our young lads have a run around out there, really.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's hard to predict, really. In this game in particular, I'd say, at least in games before, you kind of know the starting 11 and you kind of feel like you know who's the danger man. But obviously, when it's so hard to predict the starting 11 like it is right now, it's hard to know the goal scorer. So yeah, it's hard to predict the game, as you said. I mean, that stat about LASK winning their last 2 Europa League away games is pretty interesting as well. So hopefully they don't pull off some sort of miracle tomorrow. But yeah, I doubt it somehow. But obviously, we're going to get on to what you want to talk about. I'll just put the Skype in the live chat, by the way, Patrick, so you can call in the future. But as I'm doing that, I think I may as well just let you take it away, Tom, mate. Obviously, I've seen you in the live chat have a lot to say about your feelings on the latest news, mate. Just take it away. What do you want to say on the latest Sancho news?
Well, obviously, when we went on. I went on Shane's channel with Draco. If you don't know, Shane is the United man. When we did his first podcast and we talked about the Sancho deal and everything, and I said I think it's 50-50 because I wouldn't trust anything that Edward would when he deals with business, and I wouldn't trust anything that the Man United board or the owners whenever we're going for a deal. And I think I'm starting to be proven right, because I said it last summer about Bruno Fernandes, and I said he's a player who would improve our team massively. He'd have that impact on a team because he'd be coming in with the right attitude and the right personality. for us to take him forward, and with him being a captain, it was just an added bonus as well. But like I said, I've said it so many times, Kieran, about Ed Woodward. We never learn about this guy. Some people are just so oblivious to the. You know, like I said, I just give up on this guy. You know, he's just so in denial. You know, it's quite clear Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants this player. Quite clear that there's a space for him on the right wing. And we had this with Jose Mourinho, where Jose Mourinho wanted a centre-back. He wanted Harry Maguire. And he didn't get him because of Ed Woodward's in denial of, well, if we can save money here, we can chop and change this, chop and change that, and, you know, we can save money here, save money there. He splashes all his media and all his revenue crap out for everybody to see. £800 million in revenue, you know, commercial fees, sponsorship deals that we've raked over the last year. Why aren't we using this money to buy Jadon Sancho? Why? We just qualified for the Champions League. We've just qualified for the Champions League. That.
Tom, mate, are you still there?
I lost connection for a second. You know, sorry, I'm just furious, to be honest with you. You know,
no worries.
I've heard it all day. I've heard it all week. You know, I'm not sure. You know, we know who the credible journalists out there in the media and that are. You know, Fabrizio Romano, Simon Stone with the BBC. James Cooper's quite reliable at Sky Sports, you know, with the sources that Sky Sports have. But like I said 50-50 on Change Channel. I'm actually changing my tune now. I don't personally, Kieran. I'll be honest with you. I don't think this deal's going to happen.
Really?
I don't think this deal's going to happen. No, because we heard it prior to all of this. We heard it about Man United were only prepared to spend £50 million on Jadon Sancho. Now that was obviously poured cold water on that. We heard everything yesterday and over the last couple of days that the personal terms have been agreed with the player wants to come, everything, and now it's all just flared up in the last hour. No personal terms have been agreed. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund are a million miles away from a fee that they're wanting to agree on. And, you know, this whole idea of there being a structure around the deal where we're going to pay in add-ons and instalments, that seems to have been blown out the window because it's been reported now that Borussia Dortmund apparently want a full figure up front. They want at least £100 million bang on the table for their player. And it's a case of, if you don't give us it, then you're not getting the player. It's as simple as that. But like we said, you know, there's alternatives out there and everything. I said to you, Kieran, I come on here a couple of weeks ago and we talked about Jadon Sancho. I called it on here straight away. I said, Jadon Sancho he is a player that I would like to come to the club. But if there's alternatives out there, we've got our alternative targets to him. If there's alternatives out there that are 60, maybe 70 million cheaper than him, Edward would try and pull a fast one and try and launch a low amount at another player. I called it on here a couple of weeks ago. You can go back and look at the stream. I can't remember what game it was after, but no, like I say, I'm just done with this man. You know, just frustration. This man has run this football club for 7 years. 7 years since Alex Ferguson left this football club. 7 years, and then we bring in a banker. Yeah, he can make you millions of pounds in the market, but all it's just spinning all this revenue and crap. Nobody wants to hear that. We're Man United fans. We want to hear what actually happens on the field, what happens on the touchline, behind the scenes of the football club. We don't want to hear about record-breaking revenues and you've got a sponsorship deal with chuffing Marks and Spencers or Sainsbury's. We want to hear about what we're actually doing as a football club. And this is why I've said we're rotten from the core. The players that we have on the field are the correct kind of players now, Kieran. The first team, every team dies for that shirt now. That's my eyes of it. The manager is perfect. The coaching staff is perfect. So that's not the problem at this football club anymore. The problem is the board, is the owners, and is the chairman or CEO. I've said it so many times. Get a technical director or a director of football, because it's quite clear Ed Woodward's not going to leave the club. He's not going to leave his job, is he? He's not going to leave probably £1 million salary that he gets paid or whatever every year. Who leaves that? You're not going to, regardless of what people think about you. You're not going to. And this is what I mean. He's so stubborn. So stubborn. Edwin van der Sar is the man who would take this club forward. He does the CEO job at Ajax. Ajax, some of the best players in the world. Donny van der Beek, Ziyech was there until he went to Chelsea. They've had some amazing players come through that team. And we're sitting here, and Edwin van der Sar is the man who would take this club forward. Ed Woodward's the virus at this football club, should we say. The virus. All this, about Jadon Sancho. We'll probably hear tomorrow about, Man United have now agreed a fee for Jadon Sancho. This and this. It's the same saga of Bruno Fernandes. I'm saying it now. I'm calling it now. This deal is not going to happen. If this deal happens, Kieran, you can ring me up on Discord. You can ring me up on anything, whatever. Yeah, if this deal happens, or if he signs or whatever, and I'll apologise for what I've said. This deal is not happening. This deal is not happening for me. I'm sorry. I am not as confident. I said I'm not confident in this board, in Ed Woodward. Nobody. Not confident at all. Give the job to anybody else. Give the job to... If this were Manchester City who went in for Jadon Sancho, they'd have bought him by now. They wouldn't be farting about over 20, 30 million. They've bought him. It's just simple stuff. Put your money where your mouth is. You want to spout off about you're making all this money and everything. Put your money where your mouth is, Dan, and actually spend it and improve our team. Yeah, I mean, because until we get investment in this team, we're going nowhere. We're going nowhere at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just going to say that obviously Dortmund, need the money more than we do. Like, in the end of the day, we should be acting like the club that can give them. We can give them what they want, because let's be honest, this coronavirus pandemic has affected every single football club. But if you look at like the finances that we should have kind of saved up, it shouldn't really have affected us as much as the likes of maybe Dortmund or these clubs that aren't at the financial level of Man City or Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or Barcelona. So I think they need the money, and this is where it gets a bit frustrating. But I think, especially with these sort of big deals, Man United always seem to drag them out. I can't remember a deal. No,
it's not happening. I'm saying it's not happening. We said this about Bruno Fernandes in the summer. The saga went on all summer. Transfer fees been agreed, personal terms are agreed, everything. It was basically, somebody even tweeted about that he got a ticket coming to Manchester on a private jet. It got that serious, and that never happened. Didn't materialise. Because Ed Woodward was so stubborn and didn't want to back the manager fully. Yeah. Jose Mourinho had the same problem. He wanted a centre back. He made it clear to everybody in the media he wanted a centre back. He went to Ed Woodward, said, "I need to get Harry Maguire in this club. I need to go and get Koulibaly. I need to get a centre back into this club." He didn't buy him one. We don't back the manager. That is the problem. And until we back a manager, it's not going to change. We'll come on here next season. We might qualify for the top 4 or something. Do we want to be a top 4 club? No, we want to be winning titles. We want to be winning European trophies. Competing. We're not competing. We're not competing in the market. Now, Man United, we are a big club in Europe. We're a big club. Yeah. But we're not acting like one. That's the problem. We are a big club. The name Manchester United gets you really far. But we're not acting like it. Because we've got Muppets running the club. Muppets, I'm telling you. Put me in Ed Woodward's job. I won't be farting about right now over money. And it's not just because I'm a Man United fan. I actually know business. I'd know what to do. I won't be spouting my mouth off. You hear Manchester City spouting off about how much money they make a year? Liverpool, Even Real Madrid, anybody. No, you don't. Money ruins this game, and it's ruined our football club for 7 years. So, 3 managers, Mourinho, Van Gaal, Moyes. Moyes was terrible, I'll admit that. But Van Gaal and Mourinho, yeah, experienced managers, they should not fail at this football club. And if they have, then there's a problem, which they did fail. So there is a major problem. The same thing that happened with Jose Mourinho will happen to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to come out now to the media. He needs to come out to the world and show what frauds we have running this football club. He's not going to do it because he's a yes man and he's positive about the club and he wants to take this club forward. I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and I want him to do well with this football club. You know me, I'm the biggest backer of him. But, you know, we're going to be sitting here at Christmas time and it's going to be all this saga of, oh, well, if we got Jadon Sancho, maybe we'd be in a better position. Maybe we'd be this, maybe we'd that. Sign the people. Even if we don't get Jadon Sancho this summer, to be honest with you, I can't see us signing anybody because he's the main player that we wanted. He's the top priority. And if you're not going to get him, we're not even speaking. All we're talking about in terms of the transfer market regarding Man United is Jadon Sancho right now. Nobody else. You can hear about Gabriel Magalhaes, Jack Grealish, here, there and everywhere. But what's the main name that's being talked about to Manchester United right now? Jadon Sancho. This deal is not happening. I'm telling you, we'll go and buy some player from the Chuffing Championship or something for about £10 million as an alternative to Jadon Sancho. Yeah, something as stupid as that's going to happen. Yeah, and Jadon Sancho is going to go on and become one of the best players in the world. Best players in the world. I'm done with, like I say, I'm done with this football club at times, seriously. I'm never going to stop supporting this club. But it hurts and it's painful to watch how far we have fallen. When we had Sir Alex Ferguson as the manager, this would not happen. He would have bought the player by now because he ran everything. Behind the scenes, technical director, he could have been the CEO. He ran the whole thing for 25 years and was successful. But now we've hired muppets who just care about money. We criticise Arsenal for being... it's the same thing at Arsenal. Arsenal are a big club, but they don't act like it. Same thing with Man United. Liverpool were chopping and changing managers from 1990 to 2015 until they appointed Jurgen Klopp. How many years is that? 10, what? That's nearly 25, that's 25 years. Yeah. They hadn't won the title for 30 years. We haven't won a title for 7. And I've said it gets to a decade before we even win the title. Maybe even more than that. Because this club is just going to sit rock bottom. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, I think he's a dead man walking, to be honest with you. This going out of this summer into the next season, I think he's a dead man walking. I don't want him to be sacked. I love the guy. But I think Ed Woodward's just going to be the most stupidest person in the world. And it's going to be, at Christmas time, we're going to be in something as stupid as we're going to be in 5th place. We're going to be 6 points off the top 4. And then there's going to be some sort of arrogant comment come out from Solskjaer that's aimed at the board or Ed Woodward, and he'll be gone. I don't want him to be gone. It's ridiculous. Like I say, and the only person that can save this football club, Kieran, is a technical director. And until that's appointed, we're going nowhere. But I'll just say this last piece, Kieran, and then you can get some more people and everything. I'm just so gutted tonight and everything. But, if we're talking about alternatives to Jadon Sancho, I've heard about one name that's been chucked about recently in the media and everything regarding Wolverhampton and stuff, and that's Adama Traore. I've heard about Man United lined him up as the main backup to Jadon Sancho. So people in the comments want to give me a bit of feedback on if we don't actually get Jadon Sancho, that's a talking point. If we don't get Jadon Sancho, would you take a player like Adama Traore maybe for 30 million cheaper than the £120 million asking price that Borussia Dortmund want for him?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, that's the main. That's obviously going to be the debate. I think, when you look at it, realistically, the Jadon Sancho thing, when you've got a high price tag like this, it's always difficult for United to get the deal done. And I mean, I don't know whether I've given up hope 100%. It sounds like you have given up hope.
I've given up. I give up. The other day I said 50-50. I was sitting on the fence. Now it's not happening for me. Never. It's not going to happen. If it doesn't happen this summer, right? I'll say this to the community. If it doesn't happen this summer, it's never going to happen. Yeah, I never said that about Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes was a player who you could have got in a January window. Jadon Sancho, Dortmund don't sell players in January windows.
Yeah.
Hardly. They're not going to do it with Jadon Sancho. Both clubs are playing hardball. United are determined not to be bullied in the market and everything. We've been bullied in the market before. Who would have paid 89 million for Pogba? Yeah, he's a player who everybody wanted, but we paid over the top for Pogba, really. Schweinsteiger, where was the thought process in that? Sanchez. It's just ridiculous. Muppets, honestly, Muppet club. Muppets. And until something changes in terms of a technical director of football, whatever the name is for it, yeah, we're going nowhere. I'll come on here, Kieran, in a year's time and I'll tell you the exact same thing. Going nowhere, mate. Nowhere. And it hurts me to say that, because I love this club. And I love everything about it. I've watched them from a little boy. But to see how far we've fallen in terms of on the field, not just on the field, but up above, and how we're run, it's as if we're like the new AC Milan. AC Milan, amazing team for history, and they're absolutely crap now because money took over.
Yeah.
They were a money-making brand, money-making football club because of their name. And it's exactly the same at Man United. And like I've said, until something changes, we're going nowhere. For me, nowhere. Jadon Sancho, 0% happening for me. I'm out on this, I'm out.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I think, especially it's the hope that kills you, really. When you hear all the good news and then obviously something like that happens,
I've said it for the past week, even when I heard all this about personal terms and everything. Until a player walks through the door and puts pen to paper, you never know at this football club.
Exactly.
We've had players go to the training ground. Tony Kroos apparently went to the training ground when David Moyes was appointed to sign the contract. The deal never happened. So until it's signed on pen to paper, I'm not hearing anything about media, anything about journalists. Nothing. But Kieran, I'll make a pledge. If he does sign Jadon Sancho, I'll come on your show and I'll apologise for everything that I've said about it. But my opinion only goes as far as I can. But if I'm right, and I'll come on here at the end of the summer and everything, when we're doing a season's preview, I'll exactly say it as I have just done now. We're going nowhere, because nothing changes at this football club. We get excited because things happen, motions get made, and then it all falls down. Like a building just being destroyed down by a bulldozer. It gets built up by builders and then it just gets knocked down. And that's this football club currently right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. But interesting insights, to be honest with you. Interesting points, mate. I was going to get Kasim on next. He's telling you he's asking whether you want to stay on for him. But do you want to stay on and Yeah,
if you want. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Why not? I don't think we've done this before, but we might have to. I'm not sure if Kasim I'm not sure if we can do a cross between Discord and Skype, but first time for everything. But yeah, let's hear what Kasim, because I think Kasim, I'm not sure if it seems like he's not entirely agree with you, but that's obviously fan opinion. That's all what it's all about.
Yeah.
But all right, let's see if we can do. I'm not sure if we can do this cross Skype Discord thing, but let's see. Let's have a go. So I'll ring Kasim now. But yeah, listen. I mean, I think that like there's no shame in having doubts in the Jadon Sancho thing. I think
I've had doubts for a while. I had doubts with the Fernandes deal. Just like I say, I've just hit rock bottom with this team. Even when we've played badly, I've tried to take the positives out of it. I don't know this football club and where we're going, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
It's just laughable at times.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's one of those things. It's just sometimes you feel like with Man United that you're taking steps forward and then you take a step back.
We're taking 3 steps back and then we're taking 2 steps forward and we're still a step behind.
Yeah.
It just doesn't equal out.
Can you, Kasim, how are you doing, mate?
I'm great. I'm very good, bro.
There you go. Tom, can you hear Kasim?
I can't actually hear him, no. So
all right.
you might have to feed information over or whatever.
All right, no worries. I mean, obviously on the stream, obviously you'll be able to hear his voice on the stream, whatever. But if you are watching on the stream, then well, thank you very much.
Actually, I'll log in on my Skype account and we could merge calls if you want.
Oh yeah, sounds good, man. Sounds good. All right then.
Yeah, so I'll just end this and then I'll merge over now. So I'll just log in.
Yeah, sounds good. All right then.
All right then.
Right, I'll see you soon.
See you in a minute, man.
Yeah. Tom's going to go on Skype and we're just going to chat to both of you. But Kasim, thanks for joining, mate. What I want to ask you is obviously the same thing I kind of asked Tom. Firstly, a little bit on the game. Just, I mean, obviously, if you want to touch on it just quickly, you don't have to, go. You don't have to say loads and loads about it if you don't want to, because I understand it's not exactly the most exciting game. But in terms of players you think are going to get a chance, who out of those fringe players do you think really needs to prove a point in tomorrow's game, or has a really good opportunity to prove a point, and what is your prediction for the game?
Of course I can't give my prediction because I need to do my preview, but I'll give you some things about the thing before we get onto the Sancho thing. Probably get heated later. But there's lots of things that we need to discuss. Manchester LASK Linz tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting game. Of course, I've seen the lads train this morning. They look sharp, they look ready. And LASK Linz, look, second team versus LASK Linz. I mean, look, if we put out, let's be honest, if we put out the youth team against LASK Linz, we might, I think we might lose 3-0. But I don't think we'll lose 5-0. The flipping tie is 5-0. If LASK Linz win, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to get sacked if he bottles this lead to LASK Linz. Let's be honest. But maybe tomorrow night we lose 6-0. Football's a funny game. People need to stop getting overreacted and actually. Anything can happen in football. Of course, let's be honest, LASK Linz won't make a comeback, but it's going to be a very good game. I want to see. Of course, Angel Gomez left the club, but I actually wanted Angel to. Kieran?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna add. Thingy there, okay. But a very good game. I'm very excited for the game because it's gonna be a very, very intense game of football. I think LASK Linz are actually gonna go at us, and I think we might pick them apart. Who knows? But yeah, man, I'm pumped up. It's gonna be a very hard game though because LASK Linz have deadly strikers, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, I think it's
Hello?
Obviously the game is the game is what it is. I mean, listen, obviously as we've been talking about, it's not the most exciting prospect. But at the same time, we've got it'd be great opportunity for some of those young players to get some minutes under their belts and show the fans what they can do. But yeah, obviously the main topic is obviously we've got Tom on the call as well. Great to have you back. We've got the Sancho news. Now, I haven't seen too much of the Sancho news, but what it sounds like to me is basically that all of the kind of a lot of the positive stuff that was being mentioned yesterday has kind of proven to be not entirely accurate. But I know that Kasim, I've seen what you had to say in the live chat. You have a different point of view on that. So what are your thoughts on that then?
So of course, yesterday I made a video about Sancho's personal, fees. So basically, throughout yesterday, I didn't believe the rumors that were coming about Sancho. Then, of course, Fabrizio retweeted, G made a video, and I did believe it. And then I did post the video, of course. later in the night, there were news that Sancho could sign on Friday. I made my theory video on Sunday, saying September the 7th, the deal could be done then. There's lots of rumours about Jadon. Today, I think it was... So I woke up at 8 o'clock. Then, of course, some, Alexis Sanchez rumours. That was basically... Of course, Sancho was the hot topic, but Sanchez, yeah. Then I watched Mark from United Stand. I watched his stream, and it looked like Sancho could get done today. Then, throughout the day, there's been lots of stuff going on the internet. I was gone out. Then I came back home. Then I looked up on the internet. I seen Mark, Terry, and all these people tweet out. And this, you can take it to the bank. This is true. Sancho's structure and transfer fee has been agreed. So the fee has been agreed, and people are on about this. If you trust Simon Stone, look what Simon Stone said a couple of days ago before Bruno Fernandes signed. He said about Barcelona being interested. Barcelona were not interested the whole time. This is a smokescreen. Do not believe it. Sancho is signing in a couple of days. It's totally fake. It's bullshit. Do not believe it. Sancho is going to sign. And of course, if Sancho does not sign, then I'm a complete mug. But I said at the start of the window, Sancho will not sign. Now, as the story, goes further and further, I believe that this deal is now done. They just need to, Mania need to go to Germany and get the contract in that finalized. But the Jadon Sancho deal is done, because I'm not on the United fan army. I'm not here to look like a flipping mug. Like, I speak the facts, and I spoke the facts in my video, and I would not have uploaded it if it wasn't true. Now, Sancho, the deal, the fee has been agreed. Football Terrace, Terry, he has an inside source. I saw you and Tom on United at the Wheel, and I think you guys were a little, Tom, he has a reliable source at Old Trafford. Terry and Alec PG, they literally just said, of course, Simon Stone and all that saying this. This is his quote. Simon Stone and all that are saying that Sancho deal was off. So this means the Sancho deal is on. That's what he literally just said. It's a smokescreen. Do not believe it. Sancho is getting signed.
Well.
He is getting signed. But there is lots. Drorty also tweeted that he expects the deal to be done Friday or next week, aka Monday. So there might be a little bit of a hold up, but the deal's gonna get done this week or next week. That is the news. That is how you believe it. If you don't believe the United fan army and me, then let's be honest, you're just trolling yourself, because the personal terms are accurate. Because Fabrizio Romano is actually more trusted than Simon Stone, tweeted out the personal terms have been agreed. So end this nonsense, bro.
Kasim, obviously you've had your say. Tom, mate, what's your say on what Kasim said there?
Right.
Give me a response.
Let me just cover some ground here. Right, Fabrizio Romano is a top European journalist. I renowned him as one of the best European journalists out there. Right, he tweeted yesterday that he does his tweet. Here we go. It's all on and everything. The personal terms were agreed and everything, and it's all plain smoothing and everything.
Tom. The personal terms have been agreed. That's factual. That's factual.
Right. Let me finish. Right. So then we've just heard it again this morning. Fabrizio Romano tweeted about Manchester United, stating that Manchester United and Dortmund have held talks all day, and that the talks were positive. Coming out of Borussia Dortmund as camp, should we say. Not so positive out of Manchester United's camp, from what Fabrizio's sources have heard in and around Manchester United. And then we've just had Simon Stone from the BBC, who's a very credible source, who does a lot of work around Manchester United. He asks questions at press conferences and stuff. So he has a lot of intel on Manchester United and stuff.
Okay.
Tweeted out an hour ago and whatnot that nothing has been agreed. The BBC and the Sky Sports have been in cohesion. James Cooper, who's a Tier 1 journalist for Sky Sports and Tier 1 journalist out there, reported live from Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund are well far away from agreeing on any fee. Borussia Dortmund do not want an initial fee at all. They want the full figure, no instalments, no add-ons, no nothing. They want the full fee. And if you don't pay up, then bugger off, in a sense. That's basically the words coming out of James Cooper. So when I actually put it all together, I think, well, one person in Fabrizio Romano is saying one thing, then two other credible people are saying another. And like you say, it might just be a smokescreen and everything. We don't know, but it's got the same feel to the Bruno Fernandes deal. This is just my opinion. It's got the same feel because we had all this where one person was saying one thing, one person was saying another. It's just nitty-picking. And I've always said it, until a player puts pen to paper and it comes out on Man United's official site, nothing is going on. That's just my opinion. There will be things happen behind the scenes, but until pen is put to paper, nothing is agreed, nothing is done. People can spout off what they want in the media and everything. For me, I just have no faith in Ed Woodward to get this deal done. Not in Manchester, not in terms of that he can't do business, because he's done big business before. He brought Paul Pogba back to the club, brought Bruno Fernandes in. So he has done big business before. But he's never had to deal with a club like Dortmund who want to play hardball and who want these mega fees. And this is where Ed Woodward's true side's going to come out, because whether he's got the bottle to maybe back off for a little bit and everything, but it's a case of Ed Woodward, for me, doesn't know what to do, because he's basically been backed into a corner by Borussia Dortmund, like he has done before by other clubs, and will get played in the market. And that's why, for me, I don't have any faith in him to get this deal done. And like I said, I don't believe anything that anybody says. I do like Romano. I do like Simon Stone, James Cooper. I renown them as reliable people when they talk about things. But until it's put pen to paper, they can spout off whatever they want in the media. Until it's down, pen to paper, the photo, it's all signed, it's all agreed. No deal is taking place this far. Until that happens, nothing has happened now. So it's all right speculating and talking about it, but nothing's happened as of now.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna drop a little bit about Sancho here. So see if I leave the call. I'm on Google, so then I'm just gonna join back the call. I don't know. I might leave the call because of Skype, like on the internet. So this is what Mark Goldbridge was saying. So United now saying wages are too much to equal some journals, yet we know the team, of course, the Sancho terms have been agreed. This is all a smokescreen to push the deal back a few days. Seen it happen time and time again with transfers over the last few years. The Jadon Sancho deal is on. Then also, some fans are getting concerned that the Sancho deal isn't going to happen because Dortmund want too much money. It's happening. The terms are agreed. It's just timing now. Why would they let us agree terms with their player if it wasn't? Think that would be tapping up.
Right. Can I just...
Fabrizio, you know Simon Stone. You are saying that Simon Stone is a reliable journalist, even though
the BBC
he lied about the Bruno Fernandes Barcelona thing. He lied about it. And a couple of days later, we signed
he heard about it. He said that Barcelona were interested. Never that
Barcelona. They weren't interested, were they? It was a lie. Just to push
they were interested,
United's
but
narrative.
It was last minute. And he was basically already at United.
Nah, mate. It was a lie. They were trying to scare United.
Right. Can I just say this? Cassim? Right. When we've heard about this with Jadon Sancho and everything, right, and we're hearing about personal terms are agreed, right, let me just say this, right. When we've looked at other players, Harry Maguire made it a pledge to Leicester to say, I want to leave Leicester and join Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes did the same at Sporting in January. I want to leave Sporting and go to Man United. Why are we not hearing anything about Jadon Sancho has gone to a chief at Dortmund or gone to the technical director, the manager, and say, I want to leave Borussia Dortmund and go to Man United? Because we've not heard that. And it's basically the player hasn't made any willingness to excel the deal, nor has his agent. It's all speculation. All speculation. And like I've said, until anything is signed and everything, I don't believe anything. That's just my opinion. People can believe reports of what people say and everything. I believe some reports, but not all of them are credible, and not all of them are telling the truth. Like you've just said about the Barcelona with Romano and everything with Bruno Fernandes. Yes, that didn't prove to be true in the end, but they hear things. Romano has a lot of sources over Europe. So does the BBC, Sky, everybody. So bang
all
on
I would say
with a lot
is
of
look
it.
at Sancho's tweet. Look at Sancho's latest tweet, like 5 days ago. If we're all on the same team, we'll never be defeated. You can't stop us. Team Nike. Cryptic message plus Rashford's in the picture.
Yeah,
and you're telling me that the personal terms have not been agreed, Brad. The personal terms have been agreed.
I mean,
right. It might be a verbal agreement over the phone. Yeah, it might be a verbal agreement, but it's not pen to paper.
1 second. Let me get this up again. Look, I respect your opinion, Tom, but bro, relax. The deal is definite. Well, not definitely, because it could mess up in the last minute. It's happening though. It's happening.
For me, I just don't. For me, I want the deal to happen. Everybody wants the deal to happen, but I just don't have faith. You've got to have faith in people. I've never had faith in Ed Woodward since he joined the club, so I'm not going to have faith now over one player. You know, and like I've said, Jadon Sancho is the only player that's really talking about at Man United. We need more players than Jadon Sancho, let's not forget. Yeah. You know, he's not sorting out a deal to go and get Jack Grealish, because we've not even heard anything about that. Not even about a centre-back, but we need a centre-back. It's all about Jadon Sancho. So the way I see it is we either get Jadon Sancho as the only player we're going to get, or I don't see us getting anybody.
Tom, I got news about Fabrizio and Christian Falk. They both tweeted. So Christian Falk, Jan Ag, whatever, he was on United stand yesterday. Reliable journalist. Christian confirmed that player's contract's done. That Dortmund still want 120 million euros, obviously. That's the total fee. Things like this take time. Initial fee installments over how many years, how to finance, etc. People who want this going to happen, be patient, like the deal makers. So probably happen next week, as I said. Fabrizio retweeted 2 minutes ago. That's the situation for Sancho. Talks on. Personal terms are okay, so agreed. It's up to the two clubs who need time. Still not agreed.
Time. This is what I mean. Time. 6 weeks. It took us all summer. It took us 3 months to get Maguire.
You said Sancho won't happen. You said Sancho won't happen. Bro,
in my opinion, I don't think it is going to happen, because there's too many conspiracies at the moment. There's too many hurdles.
Just want to say quickly, sorry to interject, guys. Just want to say, Football Crew Show says we are getting hyped up for nothing. Look what happened when Antoine Griezmann was linked to us a few seasons ago. Welcome, Football Crew Show. Thanks, by the way. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. We said that we were getting Griezmann and everything. We've said we were getting other players. Kroos was at the trading ground. He never signed. Griezmann, exactly the same.
Oh my God. Like, these people need to relax, man. Sancho is happening.
I don't need to relax, man.
Sancho is happening.
All right, boys. We're probably going to end the stream pretty soon. I'm just going to ask you both for your closing statements on this debate. I'll start with you, Tom. Obviously, you know, we all know that you don't think that it's going to happen. Is there any inkling, any possibility for you that this happens now, or do you think there's no way back from it? Do you think Ed Woodward's pulled the wall over everyone's eyes?
Right. For me, I'll probably wake up in the morning and I'll probably be a bit more positive, yes. Because when you have time to settle down, things go into motion and everything, you'll calm down and you won't be as over-exuberant. But for me, you know, I've said it, I've never had faith in Ed Woodward, to be honest with you. You know, when we talk about him, he's supposed to be... Why isn't he over in Germany negotiating rather than negotiating over a chuffing telephone? Maybe that's something that we need to include into. When does he jet out to go and see players? I'm seeing that Petr Cech's gone out and flown over to Germany to go and speak to Kai Havertz. Why isn't he doing the same with Jadon Sancho? For me, there is a possibility that it's going to happen because it's been talked about. There's always a chance. In football, anything can happen. There's always a chance. For me, when I probably wake up in the morning, it'll probably be, 20-80%. Until I hear something credible of, right, there's been a fee agreed, and I'm hearing it from 5 or 6 of the same people and there's not one person that's against it, then I will believe it. But it's happened for too long. It's happened for too long at this football club where we're delaying things. We're taking too long. We're wanting to try and throw some hurdles in the way of where we can try and get the price down. Dortmund are not budging. They're not going to budge. They're going to stay there. They're happy to keep Jadon Sancho. They would be happy either way if they get the money or not, because they're keeping one of the best young players in the world at the moment in Jadon Sancho. So they're going to be happy either way. And I think they've got Ed Woodward over a barrel. And I think the fan base is putting pressure on this football club to get the deal done. We've dealt with pressure before, but not on this level. You've got to think, right, this Jadon Sancho deal, right, it's a record transfer fee for not just an English player, but for Man United. It's the most Man United would spend on a football player. Over £100 million. Record transfer fee. So yes, it's going to take time, but we have got 6 weeks. We've we've got 2 months. We've got 60 days to get the deal over the line. But we need to get this deal done now. And then we need to move on to next target, then the next target, because Jadon Sancho isn't going to be the answer to all our problems. There's problems in midfield still, in defensive midfield for me, and at centre-back. So we get the Sancho deal done. We need to move on to the next target, then the next target, and so on. So it's a case of what Kasim says, yes, time. If the deal happens, like I've said, I'll apologise for everything that I've said. I went over the top and everything. But it's just my opinion, because it's happened for too long. It's happened for so many times with other players. But like I've said, if the deal for Jadon Sancho doesn't happen this summer, it's never going to happen, because we'll always be renowned as the club that failed to get the deal over the line. Happened with Fernandes. We had to wait until January to get him. We're not getting Sancho in January. Dortmund have already said that. So it's a case of it happens now or it never happens. That's just my theory.
Okay.
Yeah, fair play. And Kasim, your final thoughts?
Yeah, mate. Look, I expect Sancho to be a red on Friday or next week.
I want him to be one.
The deal's happening, bro. The deal's happening. Look, it can fall apart, but there's too much. It cannot. See, if it does happen, then of course I'm going to go on a rant. But look, the personal terms and everything's been agreed. Now, the transfer fee is very close. The transfer fee apparently has been agreed as well a couple of hours ago. This might be all a smoke screen, and Sancho's agreed the transfer fee, and Friday is going to be the unveiling. That's what I think it could be. Friday 7:00. It could happen. United have done like dodgy stuff before. Harry Maguire announced on the 5th. One second on the 29th. It's gonna be a very interesting summer.
Yeah, I've heard about that as well. Because if we give him the number shirt of 7, then he might sign on the 7th of August. Yeah, I've heard about that.
I mean, lots of people have been saying it, it could be done. I mean, it actually could happen on the 7th.
Kasim, can I throw you one question just before we end the stream and everything? Right.
Yeah.
We get right, and I'll actually throw this to you as well, Kieran. Right. We get Jadon Sancho done on the 7th, as Kasim says, or on the 10th when this supposed deadline is, right?
Yeah.
Where do Man United go from there? So they've got the right winger, they've got the priority target.
Gabriel.
Where do we go then next?
Gabriel,
you're saying we go to centre back.
Okay. Tom, can I speak? Okay.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Gabriel So of course, this is actually Mark Goldbridge, United stand. I bloody can't. I don't know why I get this information from flipping YouTube, but I do trust Mark. He said the Gabriel talks have actually begun, but of course, Gabriel was in the UK.
His agents are.
Well, yeah, his agents were in the UK last Friday, so they did talk. They didn't go in advanced talks because Jadon Sancho is our number one priority right now. When we get the Sancho deal done, Sancho. So the agents and Manchester United didn't, go talk more further because, what's it called again? Sancho was their number one priority, and if they get Friday, just imagine if. So if Sancho signs on Friday, right? Gabriel's the next player, and of course, let's be honest, Gabriel will take Manchester United over Everton.
So you're saying that you get the right winger in Sancho, then you go to centre back. Do you go anywhere else then after that?
I'd go for a midfielder. I'll go with Sumari from Lille, and then and then I probably, we probably got a decent bench, I would say, after we get those players in, 3 players. I'd probably add one more person in, like, I don't know. I actually buy Florentino, like, Kieran knows my stance on Florentino. Benfica midfielder. I'd buy him, and then I'd be set for next season. And I think we'd make a decent challenge. Then the season after that, that's when I think we'll win the league. So that's my thing. But I expect Jadon Sancho to sign, and I kind of expect Gabriel to sign.
Yep. And same question to you as well, Kieran. So we get the Jadon Sancho deal over the line. Where do we go from there then? And what other positions?
It's a good question. I think if we do get a deal over the line, I think whilst it'd be a brilliant deal to do, I think the amount of money involved in the deal, I think would just. I wouldn't see us being able to bring in too many more high quality players. And in terms of challenging for the league next season, I think we do need to, realistically. I mean, I don't think we're going to challenge anyway. But if we were, I think we would have had to have, at least two or three brilliant players coming in alongside Jadon Sancho. So I don't see that happening right now. But I think if we do bring in Jadon Sancho, I think alongside him, we might see 1, maybe 2 players. But if it's 2 players, I don't see them being too high value, if you know what I mean. But I think Solskjaer's probably looking at a centre-back. I'm not sure if it's going to be Gabriel. Some people saying potentially he's going to go to Arsenal. I'm not sure. And then obviously you've got the one that Kasim's just mentioned there. I'm not 100% sure. I think, as you said, the transfer window, there's about 60 days to go, so we will be linked to other players and other transfers will come up. So I think there will be other players we're not even thinking about right now that we might sign. So I think the transfer window is a long way to go. Yes, you'd like to get the business done earlier, but at the same time it just never works like that with Manchester United, which is frustrating. But yeah, Kasim, what do you want to say quickly?
There's 3 things, right? Okay. So, of course, the first thing is that Florentino. So, the first time I actually saw Florentino was actually when I signed him on FIFA, right?
Oh, right.
I did not know.
We're not going with this FIFA scouting or something.
I did not even know who this guy was. He was just a 21-year-old Brazilian. I'm like, okay, I'll just buy it from a squad player. Then he was like a beast for me. Then I found out a couple of weeks ago, I were interested, but of course it was fake. Then I just realized he was the guy that I signed off flipping FIFA. He's got 100 million payout clause, which we will never. So that's one thing. Second thing is Daily Mail, which is not I wouldn't say
some
reliable. Some
parts are reliable, some parts aren't.
Yeah. Man City are set for a 15 million payout from Jadon Sancho's record-breaking United move. This was published 2/12 minutes ago. That's when it was uploaded, and the Sancho Manchester United Sky Sports News was 58 minutes ago. So there has to be a fake rumor in here. That's all I'm gonna say. Third thing is Kieran and Tom, 2 questions. do you think we'll sign Sancho? And second of all, when do you think we'll sign Sancho? And Tom, Kieran, I'll have a debate with you after the stream, if that's fine. And if you're happy with the debate, then we'll do it. So, go on, guys.
Kieran, you can take the lead on that, man.
Well, look, I think Sancho transfer is difficult. It is very, very difficult. I'm still hopeful that we can sign him. I think it seems like one of those deals which can happen. I think even though there's a lot of money involved, I just think that with all the kind of hullabaloos going on right now, I just feel like something's going to happen. Maybe I'm being naive, who knows? I mean, it could easily turn out like a Griezmann or like a Haaland as well. We had the similar thing with Erling Haaland, and that was completely false. So, I don't know. I mean, right now, I'm still kind of optimistic, but I think as the longer it drags on, the less likely it's going to happen, in my opinion. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you, mate. I'm afraid when I think he's going to sign it. It could literally be either at the end of the week, in between then, or in a month or so's time. Exactly, it could be. I literally have no idea. But yeah, Tom, what are your thoughts on that then? And then we will probably have to end the stream after this. So don't worry.
Yeah, that's fine, lads. Like I say, I want it to happen. I want it to happen for a while. Yeah, like I said, I was 50-50 on yes, no. I was sitting on the fence, really. And with these reports and everything, there's just too much talk that's negative rather than positive. For me, I think eventually he will sign. If I'm going off of what I would probably say tomorrow, I think eventually he will sign, but I don't think it's going to be anything like in the next week or two or something like that. I think it's going to be dragged out maybe until midway through the campaign and everything and the transfer window, and it's just going to be a case of I think it is a case of when, not. I think it's a case of when, really.
Yeah.
But you can't pinpoint a day because we've signed players at the start of a window and then we've signed players right at the end. In like Igalo, that was done like 3 hours before the end. So
exactly.
We never know at this football club. That's the thing. Yeah, go on, Castle.
Tom, bro. I know you said earlier that you wouldn't think Sancho. As soon as I came on, you believed me. So. That just shows the faith that
you have given me a little bit of positivity. I'll give you that. I like people that are positive and everything. I am positive myself normally most of the time, but there was just too many negative points to take rather than positive. But like Kieran said, I think Kieran needs to just wrap up the stream soon.
Yeah. All I would say is when Romano, of course, says that Sancho deals up, then of course we have to believe him, but he's not said it, and Fabrizio has not said that there's any difficulties. There has been a little minor difficulty, but it's fine. Expect the deal to probably happen in the next 2 weeks or so, but man. Yeah, Kieran, just wrap up the stream, and if you're available after the stream, I'd like to have a debate with you and Tom, if that's fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do that, but
I'm fine.
I'll be signing off the stream now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Everybody like and subscribe, by the way. Everybody to Red Devil Weekend and everything.
Appreciate it, guys.
Host and everything, and he definitely deserves your support.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out United Fan Army as well. Really good stuff on there. And thanks for Tom for coming on. Appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll probably be doing a review after the stream as well. Who knows? Hopefully, a positive result. But in the end, we're probably through in this one. So, we
are through.
We're whatever happens, we don't have to be so on edge about the game, which is good for once. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.